How are we all doing? Back again, third time lucky. Hopefully that's a good omen for me because I have done shit at every single prediction week so far. So hopefully it's a good omen today. I'm hoping so. I need some sort of good news. Anything's a bonus. Anything is a bonus. A couple of comments in already. Nippons in, says hi. Big up. I mean, why the separate comments, I do not know, but cheers, Nippon. Hope you're well. We've got this little legend in the chat. He's also in the back room. He'll be coming on to give his predictions, but big up, Mark. Like, subscribe, and share, and get your predictions in. Spot on, kid. You're not wrong. John Wayne, here we go again, and I'm this time not on my own. I am with Chris and Mark, and we'll get them in just a moment. And Nipper says, will you be continuing this show if Burnley go down? The channel's here to stay. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm only joking. I probably will leave for a little bit. But that's only because it's going to be off season, Nippon. Don't worry about it. If you are new around here, please do subscribe to the channel. As you can see above the head, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Check us out. Everything but OnlyFans. That's what we're on. As I say, and we are on podcast platforms: Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. This is because this under here made a bit of an accident today. But we've already spoke about that. We won't speak about it too much. However, a man who knows what it's like to see a team sort of just go on a downward decline and build back up again, because that's what I'm hoping will follow. Chris is in the chat. Leicester Till I Die TV. How are you doing, Chris?
I'm all right. I'd like to complain about the football club if I can do.
Feel free.
You wonder what was wrong with it. I mean, it's dead. I know a relegated club when I see one, and I'm looking at one right now. The club is dead. It's a stiffed. It is bereft of life. It rests in peace. It is an ex-Premier League club.
Right. Do you want to talk about Burnley now?
Fans of Monty Python, you'll know what I was
Burnley
on about.
Was that regarding Burnley or Blackburn? If you've got something to say about Burnley, Chris, you can always...
No, I said that. I mean, Burnley are a club on the up. Blackburn, they're a club on the up, aren't they? I mean, Burnley.
It's a downward spiral from here. That's all I'm going to say.
It could well be.
It really could. And obviously, we have the Welsh legend that is Mark, who briefly popped in, then came out again. Don't know why he's done that, but he's back. He is.
You did have me, but you decided to drop me back out. But
shake it all about now, mate. Shake it all about.
I'm like Jesus on this Good Friday, resurrect from the stream yard. But I hope you're all well.
Yeah,
it's not a Good Friday for Dan, though, is it?
No, it's not. It's been terrible. Blame the moment in charge of Burnley Football Club. That's all I'll tell you. Chris.
Yes,
you might be a Leicester fan, but you do a lot of Premier League content as well. So tell people where they can check out your socials.
I do. Well, you're still in the Premier League. It's at Leicester TID.
Just on a minute, Chris. Mark, you said it, didn't you, earlier? You said, well, later on, when Chris comes on, let's see how many times he has to get it in about Burnley.
I've not even started yet, so don't even think that I've started yet.
4 minutes 41.
Mike's only happy because it's giving Man United a bit of a rest. Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube, at Leicester TID on Twitter, and Leicester Till I Die 1 on Instagram.
Happy days. And Mark, you're doing a lot of stuff as well as obviously Newport, Man United, a lot of the stuff on the dart scene. Obviously some tragic news today as well. So our thoughts go out to Nigel Pearson. Let people know where they can find your stuff as well.
Yeah, first of all, I will just say rest in peace, Nigel Pearson. 52 years of age is no age to pass away. So thoughts go out to his family and friends. But yeah, Mike Green on YouTube. I have uploaded a video regarding that. If and there will be a few more streams over the next few coming weeks and months towards the end of the season. Big end of the season for Newport. So Mike Green on YouTube, and check us, give us a sub over on there. I'll be much appreciated.
Happy days. As I say, links to both beautiful people's channels are in the description below.
Who's up here with me? Who's up here with me then? Because I'm only up here. You said two beautiful. Sorry, Chris.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. I'm just making a note of that.
That's one strike against your name.
Yeah.
I've got a note from my mum if I was late, so don't worry.
I just say it's just nice to be representing one successful team in here tonight.
Yeah, Newport are not doing so good at the moment.
No, we're Man United, mate. Let's be honest. Rennie, how the devil are you? Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. And Nippon says, my nan is 90 and still soldiering on. Happy days, Nippon. Happy days.
Is she available for the Burnley job, Nippon?
And that's not to manage, that's to play.
Oh, what was he saying before?
I know. He's getting them in his cell now.
Yeah.
That was a great opportunity. Right, I'm shut up now.
Excuse me, I am losing my voice, so excuse me here.
It's all right, Chris. It's all right. Oh, there. Wet the whistle, and let's get this show on the road. So this is the match week 33 fixtures, and obviously we are going to go through them, break them down. A couple of teams this week have got double game weeks, so we will be going through them as well. And as Kate says there, you do say it's a retirement home, Daniel, which, yes, I do. I do. It really is. At the moment, it's gone from retirement home to a morgue. It's
quite fitting.
Yeah. In fact, that's how he died.
The turf morgue. The turf morgue.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change the name of the channel.
Turf morgue.
I don't think I need to say anything. I think Mike's doing very well on his own.
Because you sat back thinking, bastards use no Milans up here. I've got them written down. Cross that one out.
Two strikes.
So let's get into the first game of this match week. And we have Spurs up against Brighton. Mike, I'll come to you first. Spurs, pretty much this season now is all about trying to finish above Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah, they're in a massive, or in a solid, position to get top four. 2-3 months ago, I'd say Brighton could win this because, Potter was doing bits. I know Chris is going to be loving that. The demise of Graham Potter. But no, they were good at the start of the season, Brighton. They really were playing some nice football. They were up in, I think, 4th after the first month of the season. Really solid start. Dropped off. I think it's got to be down to sort of the intensity that Potter's team plays at, and they've just fell off and just not been able to get back on it. So it's going to be a comfortable Tottenham win for this one. They look really good under Conte, and they've got to stick with him.
No, fair shout. Chris, do you sort of follow Mark's sentiment there? Or can you see Brighton getting something out of this? I mean, I'm probably asking the wrong Leicester fan. I mean, Brad would probably say yeah, but...
Of course he would. And yet again, you've not announced how we did last week.
Oh, well, I will. Don't worry, Chris. I know you want to be reminded, but don't worry. Yeah. I was saving it for the end of the show, so we can end on a half for yourself.
I'm on life's a high for me at the moment, Dan. You know that. No, Brighton are they were bottom of the form table a couple of weeks ago. They won at the weekend. And a good win. Let's not knock it. But I did say that 4th place was Arsenal's to lose. And I don't think they're going to do it quite as quickly as that. Conte is doing a great job at Spurs. I think he's the right guy there. He's gone in because he sort of went in following Nuno. I think he's been able to go in and sort of demand what he wants, basically. Yeah. Spurs needed him more than he needed Spurs. And, I think he could get them to 4th. And I think that's now Tottenham's to lose. And just like this game, this is Tottenham. Tottenham win easily.
No, fair shout. Everyone going for Tottenham on that one. I see. For me, I'm like, this is the sort of game that Spurs would struggle in. It's strange because it's just Spurs being Spurs. It's just because it's at that business end now. As you say, Brighton really don't have much to play for. They could practically be on the beach. Spurs still have something to play for and keeping themselves alive up in that top six and stuff. So, yeah, you've got a point. I can. No, I'm going to go with you guys. I think we're going to go full house. We'll go full house. I'm going to go for Spurs for this one. As you say, I think they'll be too strong. And if it was at the Amex, probably more understandable. But with it being at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, probably be a resounding win for Spurs. And Rene says Conte has got this by a mile. Next up, we have Norwich against relegation candidates Manchester United.
Great.
Mark, I mean, it's nice to see Ronaldo with his hands by his side, even though he's being tormented by the Norwich player behind him in the photo. I mean, however, it's nice to see him keeping his cool.
For once.
Yeah, for once. As I said, if I was that little boy's mum, I would be straight to the courts and I would sue him for every penny he has got.
Gracious.
I can't believe I just did that. That is wrong. I take that back. That is probably the most. Yeah. Kate says that I wanted to go with a Brighton win, but we're thinking of the prediction point. No.
If you could have a veto where you go for a different prediction and it not affect the prediction
I've
points,
been for a lot of different predictions this year. It explains why my score is so low. Renee says 1-1 draw. Kate's going for Manchester United. Nippon's going for United to lose to their rivals. Nippon's going for United to lose to their rivals.
Local rivals.
And obviously, Kate says you could really tell he wanted to go Brighton. No, I want to go to Brighton to get away from Burnley because it's a shithole, but that's about it.
And you won there 3-0, to be fair.
Yeah, true. So, yeah, Mark, Manchester United at home, back at Old Trafford. I mean, Norwich will be on a half from that win against Burnley, won't they?
Yeah, I was really hoping Burnley were going to beat Norwich for two reasons. Obviously, for yourself, and I wanted Burnley to stay up. And just because I just know exactly what's going to happen. Like I said, I want to think of the prediction points here, but I could see it happening. I could see them coming to Old Trafford and the typical sit back, I can't break them down, go and get one goal from a set piece and win 1-0. But you've got to be confident going into, games like this at Old Trafford. It's just a different proposition away from home. It was actually that man, Ronaldo, who got the goal in the reverse fixture from the penalty spot. So I think it's going to be 1-0, him to score again.
Not bad. Chris, we've seen already Man United struggle against teams at the bottom. They literally threw everything at Watford and it still finished 0-0. Is there scope for that to be another one? Or as much as Norwich beat Burnley, do you think there's
Yeah, I'm just going to hide my phone here so that Ronaldo doesn't see it. Let's be honest, and no disrespect, Mike. Manchester United are a huge club, and they are just in disarray at the moment. It's not just Man United. I mean, you look at some of the decisions that clubs are making, as with yourself today, Dan. It just beggars belief sometimes. Norwich, they did get a good win the other week. Pretty easy win, I believe. But I've actually gone with this for a draw. I think Norwich will actually not necessarily park the bus, but I just think Man United at the moment, it is the sort of game that you say that you can see something, them not winning it. And I agree. I don't think they will. I think it'll be a draw.
Fair shout, Chris. Fair shout. I'm gonna side with the missus. I mean, I do most times. It saves me getting my arse kicked, but I am gonna. But yeah, I'm gonna go Manchester United as well. I think being at Old Trafford, as Mark said.
There's a protest as well tomorrow. The fans are staying behind or staying outside until the 17 minutes.
Was that
17
the 1958 group? Or
yes,
something?
yes.
Yeah.
17 minutes or 17 minutes into the game for the 17 years the Glazers have been there. So, and there was already protest outside Carrington today as well.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Rene because Matic has announced that he's leaving at the end of the season, and hopefully Mata will follow him, and hopefully we can get some of the dead players out, dead players out, because it needs to happen.
Welcome to Burnley. That's all I'll say.
You're getting Steve Bruce, aren't you?
Bloody hope not. To be fair,
that Big Sam?
according to us, we'd announce it as Burnley signed Manchester United defender Steve Bruce.
the 58-year-old takes charge.
Love it.
Due to contractual obligations, Steve Bruce will now become club captain as of the 2022-23 season.
Can you imagine?
The Championship is a funny division.
I'm going to go Manchester United with Mark and Kate for this one. So moving on to the next one, Arsenal away at Southampton. Again, as we said earlier, Mark, Arsenal have obviously it's all about bragging rights now. It is pretty much every season. Let's finish above Spurs. Let's do this. The Spurs. Let's finish above Arsenal. Southampton have sort of dropped off a little bit as well recently. They look like they were quietly going about their business, getting the odd result here and there. It's a bit of a tough game, really, especially with it being at St Mary's.
Yeah, I don't want to bore everyone with how much I rate Ralph, because I'll be here all night. He's an unbelievable manager. And I said to Chris before, if Rodgers was to leave, would you take Hasenhüttl? And I think Chris was a resounding yes. Very tactical manager, very intelligent. I think he could easily get a win here. Like you said, with it being at St Mary's, just gives that extra sort of belief in the Southampton team. But I believe they're on the beach. I believe they've got their sombreros and chilling out by the pool. I think is only one where probably going to go a comfortable Arsenal win as well. And hopefully their fans can stop saying top four's over with this win. But yeah, comfortable away win for Arsenal for me.
Fair enough. Mark's gone Arsenal just in case you're writing stuff down still. I know you're tapping. But just thought I'd say it out. Scott, hope you're well, mate. Things are a lot better now.
You found us, Scott. He was texting me.
Where's your note?
You on? Where were you?
Where's your note?
Nippon says Arsenal and Tottenham only exist to banter each other. They don't serve any other purpose.
I mean,
well,
I think their Premier League title. Well, not Tottenham. Sorry,
I'll never be Abe, Scott. I will never be Abe. I'm like Peter Pan. Me, I will never grow up. I will still be a childish arsehole till the day I die.
I thought he was going to say Peter Kane, and I was like, don't say that. He's a proper idiot, he is.
No, I'll still be a childish idiot till the day I die. Learned from my father there, Christopher Forian.
Hi, Mrs. Riley.
Yeah, it was upsetting when he said bye, Mrs. Riley. When he says hi, hello, Mrs. Riley, it's almost like he's back. Daddy's back.
Oh, God.
Nippon says Southampton 1, Arsenal 3. Of course, going for his first love there. Scott's gone Arsenal, Southampton draw. Kate says, I don't know how to behave, which, to be honest, she's got a point. Dark Class says, feels like Arsenal found themselves in the top 4 rather than earned it. 1-1, I think. Arsenal injuries piling up.
I think it was Chris earlier, you said it's Arsenal to lose. They're actually doing a good job of it.
Yes, yeah. I can't believe it. It was there to lose, but they're throwing it away.
And I've just realised they played Palace, lost. Then they played Brighton, lost, and now they've got another another coast. side team. So that would be quite funny if they lost to all three of them in a row.
No, that's
You
true.
need to get out more, Mike. You really do.
I do. It's depressing watching
It says to me, to you. LFC, Adelaide, may I join you in 30 minutes? We're just going to do the predictions. That's it. I'll get you on another show at some point. Don't worry about it. If you want, I'll get you on next time. As I say, we'll get it all sorted. As Kate said about Nippen's comment, that's Chuckle Brothers. They've gone for 2-1 Arsenal. Proud Terriers has gone for an Arsenal 2-0 win. Big up. I'm back. That's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you want. Glad to have you back. Nippen says, I'd rather scrub my eyes out with bleach than ever support the red and white shark. Well, you want them to win. Say no more. Say no more. Jack says, hi. Hope you are well. Thank you for tuning in. Niall says hi to us all for the 4th time. Hope you're well now. Thank you. Hope you're well, mate. Scott, I don't think anyone wants from 5th place to 7th. Can we dream, Chris?
Yes.
Simple as that. We can dream. We can dream.
Yeah.
And Spencer says Crystal Palace isn't on the
No, I said they lost to Palace and then they lost to Brighton, a coast side, and then they've got another coast side in Southampton.
I do not want them to win. I just think they will win.
If you hated them, you would go Southampton.
To me, Atamata. To be honest, Chris, how do you see this one?
And yeah, I do rate Houston Hall, and I rate him better than Potter, or higher than Potter. Sorry, I should say. That said, Southampton do most seasons is this: they go off, and have a good start, and then kind of sort of drop off. I mean, if they hadn't had the start that they'd had, they would be in that relegation battle now on their current form. I mean, they're 14th in the form table. Arsenal, you don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. Look, they've lost the last 2 games, and of course, all the Arteta crowd have come out waving the scarves and banners again.
Oh, Chris, we had a few in earlier on the Dash Sacks thing. People saying, why don't you pay Arteta out of his contract to Arsenal and bring him in?
Because they want him out. That's why. For me, I just got to be an Arsenal. They kind of win, lose, and do that sort of thing. So they've got a win coming up, and as I say, the form that Southampton are in, this is an Arsenal win for me.
Oh, fair shout. Scott says, don't rate Potter or Ralph, although if I was to pick out the two, then Potter by smallest of margins.
I think it's
you disappoint me.
In other news, by the way, Fulham have lost to Wayne Rooney's Derby. It's this new team in the Championship.
Have they?
Yeah, 2-1. So they're
I know Fulham are 1-0 up. Your 90 rated Fabio Carvalho scored the opener, didn't he?
96.
96. Oof.
But they're forced to wait because Derby have beat them from 1-0 down, so they've not promoted today. Wow. I think Derby could be close to potentially the Great Escape if that.
Yeah, I know Rooney came out in an interview and said if we don't win today, then that's pretty much us over.
Yeah.
If we can get a win today, then momentum and continues, then it is what it is. But they've got that win, so fair shout. It won't mean nothing when Rooney becomes Burnley manager anyway.
Would you take him though? Oh, that's interesting.
It's like I was saying earlier. For me, I'd go for Chris Wilder at Borough because of what he did with Sheffield United. And things like that. And if you're looking at getting somebody that's, a British manager, probably him, I'd take Rooney just for the fact of his name and the fact that the amount.
A bit like Gerrard at Villa, where they all just get the.
You'll be able to get decent caliber players in because you've got Wayne Rooney as your manager.
Yeah. And he's got links to Everton. You could bring in a couple of Everton loanees, Man United, Derby. He's got a wide scoping range. That's not a dig at Wayne Rooney. He has got a wide scouting before anyone thinks I'm calling him fat.
Hey, he'll enjoy it at Burnley as well, since it's a retirement home. He loves a good granny, doesn't he? So at the end of the day, he'll be in his element, little Wazza, won't he?
And even better news, Nottingham Forest lost. So, yes.
Did there?
Hey. Yeah, Luton, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Spencer said Nigel Pearson for Burnley. If Anthony's watching, I don't think he'll be happy about that. I think he's happy enough with him staying as Bristol City manager. But yeah, not for me. Not for me. Don't want that ostrich in charge. And Scott says was a great game, but Fulham had a goal ruled offside. Fair enough. Fair enough. Back to Southampton Arsenal. I'm going to go Arsenal myself.
Blackburn lost.
Yeah,
they were winning 1-0 as well.
I've had some good news today. Some good news have come out today, Chris.
You'll get some nice derby games next season, won't you?
Yeah. Preston, Blackpool, and dirty buggers down the road. So yeah,
and the lovely Blackburn.
The lovely folks down at Blackburn. Yeah. The less said about them, the better. Next up, then, we have Watford Brentford.
Did you give your prediction for Southampton Arsenal?
Yeah, I said Arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
Watford Brentford. This being at Vicarage Road is what throws it for me. And that man in the picture as well, Emmanuel Dennis, he's been... Yeah, okay, he's dropped off a little bit, but I think a good team with a bit of decent service, he'll turn out to be an absolute wonder signing for someone. How do you see this one going, Matt? Because basically both teams have been naff, and if anyone's had the better in recent fixtures, it's probably been Brentford.
Yeah, I was actually watching Chris's quiz the other day that he done with the Watford fan, and picked up what he said on Emmanuel Dennis, that we can see why we bought him for £3.5 million with his attitude. On the pitch, very good striker, very good positioning, clinical, and I really do like him, but the attitude thing puts me off a bit. Watford, I know it's Chris's favourite team, but unfortunately, I just think Brentford have too much. That win at Chelsea, the win against West Ham, I can re-see why they were touted to be, the next Leeds, next Sheffield United by staying up and playing some nice football. The signing of Christian Eriksen was no shot whatsoever with their Scandinavian link. So, that was an excellent bit of business by Brentford. Ivan Toney seems to be, back amongst it. I think this is a pretty comfortable win for Brentford, if I'm honest. I think 2 or 3-0 Brentford. And I think Watford are pretty much all but done. Brentford win for me.
A lot of people going for Brentford, Chris. I mean, are you of that same thinking?
Yes.
No debate.
No debate. Straight to the point. Love it. I mean, they've been in fine form, haven't they? That win against Chelsea just goes to show that how much they belong in the Premier League this season.
Me still, Brentford all the way. People know what I feel about Watford, so yeah, come on, Brentford.
I'm not wrong with that. Dark Cloud says 2-1 Brentford. Andrew's in. He says, evening all. Hope you're well, Andrew. Thank you for tuning in. Renee says, Arvin Tony hat-trick. That's it. He's in. He's in. He's just come downstairs. Jake's now fast akimbo. He's put the bedtime story down, and Richard is back. Evening, gentlemen. Evening, Richard. Thank you for watching. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. And Darkland 92 says, Brentford is the kind of team to make me think games are rigged. How they pull out these results is stunning. It is. It is. But that's it, though. A lot of the teams in the Premier League don't know Brentford that much because they're a newly promoted side. So when they think they've done their own work on them and Brentford decides to surprise an attack, they're not sure of what's to come. So,
and I love the Brentford model, how they do their scouting for players. It's absolutely ridiculous. They look at all the they look at all the meters ran during the game. They look at every single injury on the injury record. They look at pass completion rate. It's ridiculous that the scouting that they pull together to sign these players, and half the time, well, 99% of the time, their signings are made and they're good signings. And I agree with you, Dan. They're just so unpredictable, which makes them so dangerous for anyone.
It is. As Richard said there, it's peace and quiet in his house.
Can I just say to Richard, well done on getting into the semi-finals of the Europa League. It's nice to have somebody else in the chat that is from a club that's still in Europe.
Oh, I knew it would come in. But he has got a point in terms of, I hope you do go on to the end and go and win it. You deserve it. If not for Mark Noble, just for West Ham and the fact that you've earned it. However, also safe journey up to London for your Easter weekend. Hope you have a great Easter weekend up in London, and obviously for the game. In fact, I haven't even given mine. You know what? I'm going to spring a shock. I'm going to go Watford. I'm going to say Watford spring a shock in this game. I don't know why. Something just... I'll tell you why. It's because I'm bottom of the predictions league. We're coming out with these stupid ideas. But yeah, I'm going to say Watford. A bit of surprise of the weekend. And Richard is watching a championship game at the moment.
He's doing his scouting. He's doing his scouting
He's
for
doing his scout report for Sunday. Simon's in. He says, "Evening, Dan. Chris, hope you guys are okay. And gutted you sacked your manager." Yeah, it's head gone sort of stuff. Doug says, Watford have 2 home wins all season, 3-2 versus Villa and 4-1 versus Man United.
That Villa was the opening game as well.
Yeah,
it's crazy the way they went and won that, and the other one sacked Ollie.
Scott, I desperately need the points. As Kate said, I thought Dash going was the surprise of the weekend to be but is Friday technically classed as a weekend? It's still classed as a weekday.
100%.
I don't. From 5 p.m. And there he is. Here he is with a joke, as per usual.
I didn't do that. Yeah.
There he is, coming out with his Gary Delaney's finest.
Love him.
At least it's not Rod Fanny.
Yeah, true. You know all about that, don't you, Mike?
No comment.
No. So yeah, I'm gonna go Watford. I'm gonna go Watford. Spring and attack of the weekend. Surprise of the weekend. Sorry. Speaking of surprises, Chris. 2 games, obviously, in this game week, and we'll come to you first for this one. Away at Newcastle. It's a bit of a tough one because Newcastle have dropped off a little bit, and you're starting to find a little bit of form.
We are. It just shows to all the Rodgers haters that once he's got his full team and no injuries, what he can do. It's coming good for us at probably the right time. Just in time for sort of the closing stages of Europe. We can still make a late bid for the European places in the league. It probably won't happen, but like Scott said earlier, we can dream. Leicester win.
No, fair shout. Brother says 4-0 to Leicester. And then Scott just clears up that, Sean Dash was sacked this morning.
Was he?
And Kate's gone with a Newcastle win.
In your bad books, Chris.
She clearly
she's trying to catch me, isn't she? So she's got to go different to me.
And Scott says, Chris, I'll just stay BB.
Yeah, he was, and I stick by that. Bringing on Vestergaard in the 94th minute when you're defending a corner and you change your defence. You tell me that was a good tactical decision, but I never actually ever wanted him sacked. I'm allowed to criticise him, for his decisions on the game, as every Leicester fan is, and a fan of every club. Well, when you've got a manager to criticise, that is, Dan. But it's I did call him that, and on that game he was. But last night, and he got the praise last night because he got it spot on last night.
Oh, fair play. Simon says, Dan, can you see Burnley staying up now? Or do you think they're already planning laugh? They must already be planning laugh in the Championship because of what they've done today, to be honest with you. There's only one man that could have got us through those 8 games, and they got rid of him. So, yeah, it's back to the Championship for us. But as I say, I'm trying to think positive. I'm trying to think of the like of Southampton, Leicester, Leeds that dropped down the divisions, rebuilt, and sort of, brought themselves back up again. You've got to believe that that's going to be the case. However,
to say that it can't happen?
No. Who knows? It's a funny old game, is football, as we all know.
As I always say, I think sometimes as well, going down gives you a bit of a reality check, and it does allow you to get rid of a lot of the deadwood.
And it also allows you to play players that may be not suited for the Premier League.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. If we're wanting to sort of utilise our youth system as well, maybe it gives some of the youth players a better chance of actually getting some game time as well. So
I can't remember who it was that went down. I think it might have been Villa when they went down and they sort of played, a massive, completely different team from that season previous in the Premier League, played a lot of youth players. And then when they came back up into the Premier League, they had the likes of John McGinn, they had Jack Grealish and playing well. So, yeah, I think, obviously, you're going to hate me for saying it, but it looks like at this moment in time, relegation may be the better option for Burnley long term.
And I don't think I think you've got rid of the guy that could probably best
bring it back up. Yeah.
He knows that division well, and that's not a sarcastic comment at all. But he does. He's got you up before, but times move on. The manager's come.
Says there, can you get self-proclaimed special one? JM from Roma. I didn't realise John McGreal were on Roma's backroom staff. But no, Jimmy McElroy. Who's he talking about? James Maddison from Roma. No, definitely. You're not going to sack Ginger Mourinho to appoint the Mr. Bean-looking bugger, are you? So let's not even go there. I mean, to be fair, you could have Klopp or Pep walk into Burnley. They wouldn't save him in these 8 games, to be honest. It just is what it is. Rene says, we need to go top 7. Brad says, breaking news, Santiago Dashinio has applied for the Burnley job. Rene says, thanks to Scott. And Darkcross says, I think this is tough. I think 2-2. Mike, how do you see this one? Because, as I said to Chris, Newcastle on the beach, safe. Well,
I don't know whether there's much beach around Newcastle, but the metaphorical beach they probably sat on. And Leicester are flying at the moment. They're doing so well in Europe. I think their last 2 games in Europe, the 4 games, both legs, they've played well in all 4 of them games, if I'm truthfully honest. Maybe obviously patchy times in one of the odd games, but they're looking good in Europe. I think they can still get 7th. I think I haven't really checked I think we're in 7th, to be honest. They could still get top 7, and they're on course, or they're 270 minutes away from being the first ever winner of this new European competition and a European competition. It's remarkable what they've done under the sort of ownership that they have. And yeah, I think this is only going one way. Chris is gonna really like me, but I think this could be like 3 or 3-1 or 2-0 easy win for Leicester.
Totally love you, Mike. Totally love you. I love you, babies.
Rennie says, who can
so you want Sean the sheep?
Yeah. I'll wear my wool jacket.
Mark said Leicester, yeah. So, in terms of Renee's question, who can Burnley replace Darcy? I honestly don't know. I honestly do not know.
I think it's hard. You've got to try and not see it as replacing Dyche. Just taking over as the new manager because it's
of
impossible
course.
to replace him.
We've got to start again. It's like we've said about numerous clubs, Man United with Fergie in the wings. You stop thinking about what happened then. Move forward, new era, new beginnings. Let's try again. It's a blank canvas. However, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to sit on the fence for this one. I just think if it was at the King Power, I'd have had a lot more faith in Leicester. I just think with it being at St James's Park, Newcastle getting that 1-0 win the other week as well, unexpectedly, they'll obviously have a bit of belief in the system. So, I'm going to go for it.
Do you know what, Dan? If anybody else had said that, it would really, really have me worried. But looking at how your predictions have gone this season, it doesn't worry me one bit.
Scott says Mendy will be crucial in the game against Newcastle.
Yeah,
fair shout. But yeah, I'm gonna do a Christopher Forey and I'm gonna sit on the fence.
It hurts.
It does hurt. It does hurt.
Hey, you. I don't think I've gone for one draw so far.
Well, so far. Scott says, I'm disappointed, Daniel, on your prediction. If I hosted a channel, you'd be banned.
I've tried, Scott. I've tried, but I'm contractually obliged to come on and do this.
Sarah says Dash's net spend was 25 million over 10 years, and with what he's done at that club, it's unbelievable. Yeah, I agree. There should be a statue of him. Honestly, they really should. But yeah, sorry, I'm disappointed.
Wonder what the actual full spend would be, because obviously 25 is the net spend. Be interesting to find out how much he has spent.
It would. So let's have a look at this. Funnily enough, next.
Go back.
Oh.
Scott says, Chris, is Mrs. Riley bending your ear too much? Well, if she's not bending him, she's clearly peddling him. But West Ham Burnley.
Sorry. Got a hair in my mouth.
Oh Lord.
Tell your mum to shave.
You can't help it at her age if it's at the bottom of her leg.
Keeps her warm, she said, in the winter.
West Ham, Chris, they've had an absolutely fantastic win the other night, as we alluded to.
Yeah.
But we've seen it many times with West Ham in the Europa League. Every time they've come back after a Europa fixture away from home, they've been absolutely shattered. Obviously, the news breaking out of Burnley today probably won't have helped the situation. I actually had a sense of optimism. But how do you see this one? Because, as I say, West Ham may be shattered, but then yet they could also get a nice welcome home from the crowd.
You know what Burnley's like this season, and you've now gone and sacked Dyche, and I don't think you're going to get that bounce that sometimes you get when you sack a manager, because I think Dyche was just so ingrained into Burnley's whole fabric of that club, and has been there 10 years with everything he's done. I think it's going to really hit Burnley hard, and the fans, your fans need to get behind the team tomorrow. I just can't see anything other than a West Ham win. I'm sorry, Dan, but I just can't.
All right. Not a problem at all. Scott said, see, I was going to be kind and say Burnley winners. I think the players will get a revival, but I'll have to go for a draw. Oh, you shit. Fair shout, though. Fair shout. Come join me on the fence. Don't worry, I'll sit on the sparky bit. You get the comfortable bit. Mark, how do you see it? Because I know we alluded to the Dash situation. This is almost one of those where was there a few players that weren't really, buying into what Dash was doing? Because there has been rumours of 2 or 3 players that are happy that Dash has gone.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to keep going on about it because it's obvious that the reverberations that will send around the whole club and not just the club. I know I've heard a few people saying how much of an impact he was for the whole town. So it's going to be so difficult, especially for those travelling Burnley fans going down to London for the game. They're just going to be turning up just deflated for probably this game and then probably the Southampton game at Turf Moor, just feeling like this. Because it just feels like you've lost a family member in Dyche, doesn't it? It just feels so like normally when you lose a manager, it's like normally when he's counting how many he's done this tonight. But normally, when you lose a manager, it's like right, we look to the future. But with Dyche, it's like right, we've lost. Like I said, it feels like we've lost a family member. He was so ingrained to everything that Burnley was. I just think that's going to be too much of a sort of shock. And not like you, I agree with you, Dan. Before this, I would have said possibly see Burnley coming away with a point, maybe even all three, especially with West Ham's game being away. If it was home, then maybe not. But going all the way to Lyon and Jake saying earlier that obviously that to be kept behind and stuff because they had to get the Lyon fans out. They didn't leave the ground until like 12 o'clock. So, it's all of them things, but I think this Sean Dyche thing just tops any of that thing about West Ham. I'm going a comfortable win for West Ham as well in this one.
No, fair shout. Rene says, Badan, evening all, take care, all of you. Cheers for tuning in. Thanks a lot, Rene, and says all of you in the chat. So, yeah, sleep well and have a good Easter if I don't speak to you again before.
Scott have an excellent one.
Scott says, what gets me is the game against Everton, just gone the way. You come back after half time was incredible, and that's what worries me. Who will spark that in the team? Nobody. The spark has gone, in my opinion. Chris, you said it, didn't you? You said this is West Ham. This is that West Ham will win this. Mark, you've gone West Ham. I'm sorry, even as a Burnley fan channel, I've got to say I think West Ham are going to win this.
Tell you what, a team in claret and blue will win it.
Well, no, because Burnley will have an away strip.
I know.
Had to say that.
Just ruin the joke.
The party pooper.
Heckling I'm getting now. Heckling.
No, I just think it's it pains me to say it, but I just think they've made the wrong decision. It's such a rash decision that they've done, and it's going to bite them in the arse. I'm sorry to say it. It's pissed a lot of Burnley fans off. We were already pissed off at the situation we're in anyway. But as I say, when you offered him a new contract, we were rock bottom of the league. We had a chance of getting out of it, and now you're going to get rid of him. Absolute madness. As I say, we did do a video on it earlier, so do go check that out if you want to hear more about the Dash stuff. But yeah, obviously, I'm unfortunately, I'm obviously going for West Ham. I can't see Burnley getting anything. If we do, as a Burnley fan, I will obviously be happy. Of course, I will. But yeah,
well said, Kate. Well said.
Just is
I noticed what you was laughing at.
Notice Daniel's going along with everyone's predictions, thinks he's starting to see what a mistake he's been making over the weeks. Not at all. Scott says,
Scott not used to being on top of you.
I'd take a draw now. To be fair. And I know that sounds silly because it'll do nothing but getting out of relegation. But to me, we're already gone. Speaking of a team that is gone, Manchester United could potentially face a team that could be Premier League champions and could be gloating to those others in red. I mean, Mark, it's your boys facing Manchester United.
Terrible.
How many digs has he got in about Man United?
Don't worry, Bernie, have a double game week, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. Kate's gone with a Liverpool win. But Matt, how do you see this one? Obviously, Liverpool have got something to fight for. I'm not saying Man United don't, but what I'm saying is that obviously the wheels have fallen off Man United, recently. That Everton result must have stung a bit, and it's made you sort of realise that, like, what the hell is going on at the club? It seems like the priority is all about the managerial appointment and not what's going on the pitch.
Yeah, head would obviously not go with the way I'm going, but I just cannot. There's one game that you just cannot go against your team for. It's a rivalry, and this is the biggest derby in world football. And even though, like I said, even though we're crap at the moment, which we are, I think that's the polite way of saying it, but we're awful at the moment. But Liverpool were awful under Fergie, and they would still come to Old Trafford and play us off the park. And even in our double year in 07, 08, they came to Old Trafford and played unbelievably well, and we only just beat them. So it's all form goes out the window when you get to this. Look at Leicester this year against Forest. Sorry, Chris, but no, all form does go out the window.
What cup competition are you still in?
The Premier League.
No,
It's not a cup.
No.
We're in the Losers' Cup, but no, I'm gonna go Man United, only because I don't want them winning the league against us. Not obviously against us, but that could be on course to them winning it. And if it's Man City or Liverpool, Man City are irrelevant with no fans. So I definitely want them to win the Premier League over Liverpool. And yeah, I'm going to go with a Man United win just because it just seems like the Man United thing to do. I could even see us, dropping points against Norwich and then go and beat Liverpool. It just seems like what could happen. I'm going to go 2-1 Man United.
Oh, fair shout. Chris, how do you see it? As I say, Liverpool have got something to fight for. They're still in that title hunt.
I mean, first of all, congratulations on actually getting a picture of Bruno Fernandes where he stood up. I don't know where you found that from.
No, I think you might have just found the one on the floor and just rotated it to edit it.
And I've noticed, but does anybody whinge more than him as a player?
No.
Really? But
maybe Neymar. But
when you just lost to Everton, the last thing you need is then an away trip to a Liverpool side that's in the form that they're in at the moment. I mean, yeah, I agree with what Mike says. It's a huge, huge derby. I don't know if it's the biggest in the world, but it's certainly a huge derby. And just a note to Sky here, no, Liverpool Man City wasn't a derby.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying that it was a huge derby. No, this is the bigger derby for Manchester and Liverpool. I'm sorry, Mike, but yeah, Liverpool are just on fire at the moment. They got the draw against Man City, but that was the first points they've dropped in about 7 games. So,
and that was an unreal game as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't see Man United getting anything out of this. And I think you need to start preparing for your new manager when he comes in.
No,
it's one of those, isn't it? Where obviously I'm not going to back against Man United against Liverpool,
of course
but in my head, the back of my mind, you just know what is probably likely to happen. But I totally agree with you. By the way, plan for next season is underway already.
Yeah,
isn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the one back at this.
Oh, dearie me. That was one of those.
Oh, that's how I felt. That's how I felt all day, Chris. I felt all day.
I hope we're cheering you up.
Yeah. Some poor bugger's got to do it. Kate's had to console me all day, so
that's what it's called these days.
Yeah. Honestly, it's painful being hit over the head with an Xbox.
Oh, you can see you got the plasters for it.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're not just there for comedic value.
Good, because it's not funny.
Follows on by laughing.
I'm with you though, Chris, and with Kate as well. I think Liverpool have got this. They've got something to fight for.
Yeah.
The thing is, this is that sort of game, as you say, Matt, that form does go out the window, and Man United could sort of just play like. I didn't think I'd ever say this, but this game to Man United could be seen as a free hit.
Oh, that sounds awful saying that, but yeah, I
It
totally
does
agree
sound
with you.
awful saying that, but that just goes to show how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, 100% agree with you.
But as you say, form does go out the window when these games come about, and that's probably why it'll be a 0-0. But I'm going to go Liverpool anyway.
Yeah, the most talked about 0-0 draws these are, aren't they? As Chris says.
Yeah. Overhyped or just.
I'll tell you what. I'll bite your hand off right now for a bloody 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Not wrong with that. Next up, Chris, back with you. And just to make sure, Decore is pointing to make sure we're back with you. A trip to Goodison Park. Everton have been better at home than they have been away this season. However, too little too late, or do you think they'll have a sense of optimism after the win against Manchester United?
I think they'll have a sense of optimism after Burnley sacking Dyche, to be honest with you. I think I think they're. I mean, we talked about that that meme that's going around from Joe about the Everton, supposedly the Everton fan, and I think that's how they must feel, because I would be in their position. You know, you were the one team that could probably catch them, and you know, you've gone and done that. And if that was me being an Everton fan, I'd be sat there and saying, "Thank you, Burnley. Thank you so much." You know, I think. So the pressure's not off them totally, but you know they've just. I mean, they've moved up a little bit. They're 17th in the form table because they got that one win. I just. It's one of those games. It's one of those games that when you look at it and think this is going to be an easy win. We're playing Everton. They're struggling. You know, the manager's struggling, but it's at Everton. And I'm a bit like Mike with what he's just said about Man United, Liverpool. I would not predict against my team. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a draw, because, like I say, Everton, they're still, all joking aside, they're still going to be fighting for their lives, though. But we're on form, like I say. You know, we've got all the squad players back now, so we can make, like we did with Crystal Palace, 7 changes, and we still went and played them off the park. So, yeah, I'm going for a Leicester win.
Leicester win. I can understand why. I really can. Mark, do you think you saw enough from Everton in that game against Manchester United to think they could get something against Leicester?
It's difficult to see anything from Everton when the other team didn't turn up. But no, Everton did play good in that game. And the massive bonus is they haven't got a game at the weekend. So they've got a massive rest period from last Saturday at 12:30 to not the Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. It's a massive sort of break in between. And I think, unfortunately for Chris, this may be a major factor of why they get this result. Everton, not to say Leicester are bad but it's just like we're talking about West Ham being tired from Europe. Leicester had the game on Thursday, back to a game on Sunday, then Wednesday. 3 games in 8 days is quite a lot.
Do you not think, like I say now, and I take your point, it's a totally valid point, but when you can make 7 changes, and I know a month ago, I would have agreed 100% with you, but now, we've probably got the best bench and the biggest squad we've had for many a season. We just haven't been able to use it this season. Now we can. Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't going for an Everton win, but no, I totally see your point. Being able to put people in for rotation rather than because you're the only 11 players we've got, go out there because everyone else is bloody injured. It's a great feeling to have, and I do think that helps being able to, you're not playing today, we'll rest you for Europe. You can have a game, and it does just help you do that. I think this will be a draw, and I think, unfortunately, this could be close to Everton staying up, I think, because I'm not going to keep going on about it, but like I said, they've got a massive rest period as well, which is going to help massively. I think I'm not too sure in saying, but I think they were meant to play Liverpool this weekend, and obviously Liverpool are in the cup final. I'm not too sure. It might have been Chelsea, but I knew they were going to play one of them. To why they ain't playing, obviously. But yeah, I think this will be a draw. But like you, Chris, where you said it could be a draw, but you're going to go Leicester. I think it could be a draw, but Leicester could easily win comfortably, like they did against Palace. Bringing the players in and out. But yeah, I'm going to go 1-1 for this one because it's going to be a good game. Actually, I might.
Yeah. I think if we don't win this one, then we were saying earlier about could we still dream of seventh? And if we don't win this one, then yeah, I think those dreams are over.
But at least during a European semi-final, to be fair, that is.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And we've got them twice as well in the space of about 2 weeks.
Yes, I remember seeing you got them twice. Yeah. Dan is praying, please, Leicester.
I am, but at the end of the day, we've also got to do our bit, and for me, it's just at the moment pure dejection. Just feel defeated. Honestly, just you can't feel any further lower than how you feel as a Burnley fan at the minute. I do think Leicester will win this game. I do understand where you're coming from, Mike. I do think that Everton having the rest period, it can either make you or break you. After that win against United, they might want those games to come thick and fast. That sometimes when you start getting on a run and an international break can just almost derail what you've done. Leicester might enjoy that wave of the games coming thick and fast. And the fact that they know as well, as Chris said at the beginning, they've got like double game weeks now from now up until the end of the season. So they know they're going to have to dig deep in every fixture. And if it means having to find a second wind halfway through a game, I'm sure they'll be able to find it. And as he said, they'll be able to heavily rotate the squad as well. So, yeah, I'm going to go for a Leicester win. And hopefully that'll heap some misery on Everton. Fingers crossed.
You like my statement earlier that Rafa comes into Burnley and relegates Everton. Oh, the Everton fans would be absolutely not very happy if that came to pass.
No, Scott says need to win the next 2 games to keep European football alive for next season. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, as I say, I'm going to go for Leicester to beat Everton and heap a bit of misery on Frank Lampard. Next one, another big clash. Chelsea against Arsenal. Before I say that, Scott's asked Chris, will Perez be our second winger in games?
Do you know what? I was on the Toon review before I came on this, and obviously we got Perez from Newcastle, and we always have a bit of banter.
Will Perez be our second wind? Sorry,
second wind. He's been as much use as a fart all season, hasn't he? I mean, don't get me wrong. He has come on. He hasn't been even he's been on the bench and never even seen, smelt the grass for about 5 games. We thought that Rodgers was finally seeing what us Leicester fans had saw, that, maybe he wasn't all that. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. He absolutely had a blinder on Wednesday, providing the cross for the for the first goal. And he kept that ball in, and he got it to Maddison superbly. But where's that Perez been for 3 years? He comes on, he turns up for the Southampton game, twice a year, and he turns up now and again like this. But it was 20 minutes, and God, don't get me wrong, I'm so grateful to him. But then again, that's what he's paid for. But, I've seen 20 minutes of that this season. So I'm not going to go from, how I wanted, I was annoyed the FA when we complained about his sending off and we wanted his ban extended, that they wouldn't do it for us, to saying that he's going to be our number 1 player. He had a good game. Yes, he did.
Just no
20 minutes of a season.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this game in general, Scott says back to that, Perez to be gone in the summer, hopefully.
I don't know if it's true, but I have heard rumours that Brad really wants Perez to stay. He's been begging him. So hopefully that will come to pass.
I think you might have had a bit of the old falling down water. You listen to that one, Mike.
Perez to Brighton. He'll love that.
Yes. It's a bit like Russ and Perez is a bit like Man United and Maguire. You know, we've kept the receipt, but they won't give us a refund or take him back.
They're like, we've got all the money now. We don't need any receipts for Perez. You can keep him.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true. How do you see this? How do you see this one going, Chris? Chelsea, they've been all right. I mean, do you think they'll be a bit leggy from the game against Real Madrid? I mean, I know there's a bit of a break between that and this game, but
yeah, I would say this game's not till Wednesday, is it?
No, they threw everything at Real Madrid, though, didn't they? And it obviously didn't pay off in the end.
I think it will depend on, because they have got a game at the weekend, and of course it is a small matter of an FA Cup final. Are they in the FA Cup? Yes. They're playing Palace, aren't they, in the FA Cup semi-final?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're not going to have a break as such. Is that Chelsea? I picked Chelsea to actually win the bloody Premier League this season, and they've disappointed me. But,
same.
Yeah. And Steve Linux is going to love me for saying this, but I'm going for an Arsenal loss and a Chelsea win.
Oh, fair.
For no other reason than I prefer Chelsea to Arsenal, really.
I prefer blue to red.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Mark, that means you'll be going the other way then, doesn't it?
No. No. Just to go back to Chelsea.
What rumours have you heard there, Dan?
Well, I heard from a guy who, has been smuggling some substances into prison.
Take that very personally there, if I was you, Mike.
No, none taken. Remember, Dan, you're playing Southampton in a prediction later on in this show. So, but no,
up, I think
Chelsea at the start of the season, I did tip them to win the league, and I don't know how they managed to do it, but they managed to pay 100 million for a lamppost. I really don't get that. It must be the most daylight robbery act of all time to buy a lamppost called Lukaku for that price. You can just rob one in Newport. But no,
is that worse than Man United by Maguire?
20 million, Chris. 20 million is a lot of money. But
Fair dues.
No, I think that was a really bad signing for Chelsea. But anyway, going into this game alone, that game against Real Madrid was an excellent display from Chelsea. They fully deserved to go through on the night, but unfortunately, probably one of the best strikers in world football, Karim Benzema, scored that goal to put them out. That was a great display, like I said, to go 3-0 away at the Bernabeu. It just probably felt heartbreaking at the time to lose in that fashion. And then they've got a set semi-final. Like, it could change. They could, lose in the semi-final and be on a downward spiral. Because Chelsea's season seems to be weird. They go a couple of games of losing. They lost to Real Madrid and then Brentford. Then went and beat Southampton 6-0. Then went and played that excellent game in the Bernabeu. I think they will have too much for Arsenal, and it's slim margins. And I'm only going this based off where it's played. I think if this was at the Emirates, midweek at the Emirates, no, 100% no, Scott. No. And just to clarify, Scott, no. But no, I'm going with a Chelsea winning this one. I think it's going to be, a good game, and I think it's the day after the Man United game, so I will watch it. I know when Man United are playing, Chris.
Impressed, mate. I'm impressed.
but no, in all seriousness, jokes aside, I think it will be a good game, a tight game, which Chelsea will just have the edge in.
No, fair one. And Chris, who sat there looking as coy as can be, who else is excited for Easter?
It wasn't a good Friday for Dan.
No, it was not. It was not. We gave Dash up for Lent. Oh, no, we got rid of Dash to pay the rent. Sorry, you didn't hear me right.
Boo.
How much is that? Actually, he's only just signed an extension and they sacked him. Now that's the most expensive time to sack him, isn't it? Because of the payoff.
It's probably up there. It's probably up there with that Newcastle deal when Norfolk backroom staff got offered 6-year contracts and then got given the chop.
Have Newcastle stopped paying for Alan Pardew yet? I wonder.
Oh, that's a good shout.
I think David Moyes has still got 1 year left on his Man United contract as well, because he got given like a 6-7 year contract. Yeah. So David Moyes is in his final year at Man United.
Just look at what you could have won.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
If only you'd have trusted the process like they do at Arsenal, eh?
Yeah, those Arsenal fans are a great breed to learn off. 1 minute they're at it, right, the next they're in.
Yep.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, both of you. I think Chelsea have got this. I think Kate went for Chelsea as well, didn't you? Yeah, so full house for Chelsea to beat Arsenal. Nobody can see an Arsenal win in this fixture. Next up, Palace will be back in Premier League action, obviously, after finding out their fate against Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. How do you see this one going, Chris?
I've gone for a Palace win on this one. They have excited me this season. They proved me wrong again. I thought Vieira would struggle with his first season in the Premier League, but no, he's done really well. Yeah, they've faded off a little bit recent, last few weeks, but I can see. I say, depending again, it really depends on what happens in the cup semi-final. If they beat Chelsea, and it's a bit like us midweek. Our game against Newcastle would have depended how we got on against PSV. If Crystal Palace beat Chelsea, they're going to be on a high. They really are. They're going to sort of be, thinking like, just brilliant, and that'd be great. If they get beaten by Chelsea, then they'll have a point to prove, and they'll want to get back up and try and get into Europe via the league. So either way, I think it's a bit of a lose-lose for Newcastle. But I know it's at St James's Park, and if there's ever a ground where the crowd is the 12th man, it's St James's Park.
Massively.
But I am going to have to go for a Palace win on this one.
Palace win. Not bad. Mark, how do you see it? As you say, Palace have got, like Chris alluded to, Palace have got a big game coming up against Chelsea. It could be a case of, do they leave everything out on the pitch to hope to win the FA Cup? Or do they, sort of stay reserved and hopefully have something in the tank to play in this game?
I think they go and beat Chelsea, personally. I think they beat them at Wembley. They have a very good record when they get to Wembley in FA Cups. Even that final they lost to us, they were very unlucky to lose that. Even as a Man United fan, I have to hold my hands up and say they should have won that final. They had so many decisions given against them. So they have a good record at Wembley. I think they beat Chelsea. And I think they're on that high of a cloud after this game. I think Newcastle dragged them back down to earth and sort of, make them realise that they're still probably a mid-table team in the Premier League. I think Newcastle win this.
Newcastle win it?
Yeah.
Fair shout. I'm gonna go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw with this one. I think Kate's gone for a draw. Yeah, Kate says she's gone with a draw as well. So, yeah, I'm going to side with the misses again. But everybody else seems to be predicting a draw as well. Ducky went for 3-3.
That'd be a hell of a game, 3-3.
Scott's gone for a draw as well. And as Kate said, she likes that people in the comments are also predicting a draw. Moving on to the next one. Manchester City back in action at home to Brighton. And Mark, I'll come to you because obviously they're the noisy neighbours. I mean, well, if they had enough fans to create any sound.
I was gonna say those Kellogg boxes. I don't know how many there are in Manchester to get your free ticket in, but
I mean,
and I don't have to worry about any in the comments slating me because they don't have any. So,
oh, you'll be going for a Man City win then, won't you, Matt? You know, being that big Man City fan that Scott said.
It's like I can't predict Man City to win there because I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, Man City, Man City fan. But the thing is, I don't normally predict high scoreline margin, and they do their customary smashing of the season. Man City with Brighton out of form. I think Brighton lose to Tottenham on the weekend. I'm going to go big, and I think this could be a 6 or a 7 Man City. I think they're going to absolutely wipe the floor with Brighton. Sorry, Brad, but I think they're going to absolutely destroy Brighton. And I think they beat Liverpool at the weekend as well in the semi-final, and they're just going to be on this high Man City. And a huge win, I think. And it just shows where Brighton's season is at, on the beach.
It's not even a nice beach. It's just stones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good job, Man City got John Stones, eh?
Boom.
Hey, Chris, I think it's a full house, really, isn't it? Man City are clearly going to dominate Brighton in this game.
You know, I mean, it was a great game the other week, Man City Liverpool. It really, really was. And I called it as a draw, but Man City are the team that I can see dropping points on the run-in. I can't see Liverpool dropping any points, but can I see them dropping points against a Brighton side at Man City? No. And like you say, it's a full house. Don't think it'll be that high, but yeah, it's a Man City win. It's a Man City win.
I think, as I said, full house, Man City to beat Brighton. There's no questions about it. It's just our luck. Brighton will go nick a 1-0.
Yeah, we're all saying an absolute hammering, and then Danny Welbeck will turn up, and obviously he used to play for Man United, so.
He played for Man United? I thought he just turned up occasionally.
No, he was actually a very good player, to be fair.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair dues.
So we're off of the United youth players. Rodrigo Possebon, Fleming,
Ravel Morrison.
Yeah, Ravel Morrison, Federico Makeda. They all went on to do nothing. I mean, Ravel Morrison probably the one that had a bit about him, but he's again another player.
Jesse Lingard is still our youngster, apparently.
Yeah, well,
that is a youngster for Burnley, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it was only a couple of seasons ago when he'd finished at West Ham that we thought, oh, maybe we could actually sign him permanently when he was.
I actually saw that. I think he would do well for Burnley as well, Jesse Lingard, because he's goodness Scott. Because obviously he's out of contract, isn't he, Jesse Lingard, at the end of the season? So but I think
there'll be a few teams after him.
Yeah, I think even you, Chris, said that you would take him at Leicester at one point.
I would do. Yeah. You know, if he's on a free, it means you can pay him a little bit more wages, which I think he'd probably want because he's been on them at Man United. The only worry is that, you know, he doesn't always turn up.
I think he would for a team like a Leicester and Everton, or I think he just got when you play for Man United, you're under the microscope every single week.
I can see it now. Chris is like, just a straight swap deal. You know,
no.
Lingard to Leicester.
No, we don't want Perez.
Perez to free transfer FC.
No, we do not want Perez.
Do you know what? I think we did enough damage to Man United when we sold the Maguire.
Yeah, we're still mourning over that loss.
Yeah,
loss of 80 million.
True.
Yeah, and so whether you've got the receipt, you're not getting a refund. Or
Please.
No. But yeah, I couldn't.
We have a loyalty card.
Dave's in. DJ Dave's in the house. Hope you're well, Dave. Big game at West Ham. Just interesting to see what Dash does. Who he picks. Yeah, of course, mate. Of course it would. To be fair, Dave always likes to rip the piss. No matter what happens with Burnley, if we win, if we lose, he'd joke. He just puts everyone #Dash out. I've had enough. Whether we win or lose, he just likes to banter with a few of the Burnley fans. But no, fair point. And Scott says, while you're at it, do a swap deal for Maguire for Vestergaard.
Yes, please. Because then we can just sell Vestergaard. Yes, please. Please take Maguire. Someone.
Would have him back.
Dan, would you like Maguire?
No, you're all right. You're all right. I would rather that when Tarkowski leaves on a free, I'd rather just keep that space occupied by nobody.
I'd like him. I would like Tarkowski.
Yeah, another one going on a free. I might do a video about that, like looking at players that are out of contract and seeing who'd fit well into what club, etc. Who knows?
It'd be a longer show than one of Rich's.
I don't think anyone can get a longer show than that.
Love it. Gutted he's got. Yeah, definitely gutted. It's tugged at the old heartstrings when the news came out, but
even as a neutral, you feel connected with Dutch linked to Burnley, don't you? Just like
as I said to everyone, you think of Burnley, you think of Dash, you think of Dash, you think of Burnley. It's sort of just second nature. Just as I said, que sera, sera.
I just wonder if it's actually Burnley are actually, actually being a little bit horrible here, and they're just trying to get rid of all the gingers out of Burnley.
Oh.
Maybe, Dan, you need to be looking over your shoulder, young man.
It's all right. They
got the Leicester fans out of Burnley.
As we alluded to earlier, I'm not leaving the house. So unless there's a purge happens and it starts at Burnley Football Club, I'm going nowhere.
Great
Scott says, right, what's next, Dan? Get the prediction buzz. Got the prediction buzz. Well, this is it. Unfortunately, the buzz is over after that. This is the last game of the game week on Thursday night. Burnley against Southampton. And as Kate said, this is the last game to predict. It's at Turf Moor. We don't know what sort of shitstorm's going to happen between now and Thursday. Who knows? However, Chris, it's basically somewhere you've lived for a good couple of years versus a team that's just round the corner from where you live now.
Divided loyalties, mate. Divided loyalties.
The Chris Derby, some may say.
Yeah. I actually considered, because obviously I do my prediction show.
Just 1 minute, Chris. Kate, what have you gone for here? Because you've said, I've gone for a draw and then said, Burnley win, I'll be kind.
That's Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scott's the one with the beard, mate.
I thought that one was Kate. I'm only joking.
Oh, God.
Somebody's sleeping in the spare room tonight.
Do not put pen on my knee.
You know that is so going to get clipped, mate.
Oh.
Like his ear, if he carries on, that'll get clipped as well.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a long day. Put it that way.
I mean, I know I've forgotten points in quizzes and questions and what have you, but fixing your wife up with a guy who's got a bald head and a beard, I mean, there's just no need for it.
But Scott's being kind. He did say Burnley will win, so I'll take that. I'll take
I'm
that.
trying to change the subject, mate.
Oh, I'm not.
I think Scott is gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that'll be a massive compliment to him.
Yeah.
Calling him
Scott says, "I'll take that as a massive compliment. Thanks, Dan. If only I could be so beautiful." And then Kit says, "Thanks, Scott. We'll take that as a compliment. Myself instead of yourself. Haha."
oh goodness.
It has been a long day, people. There's been a lot of shit fired out at Burnley, to be fair. Honestly, since I've got back from my day out, it just went from being out most of the day, it's just been manic. I didn't put the scores down in the book. I'd not put all the posts out on Twitter. The day has just been an absolute write-off. Duckett says, if Burnley pick the right manager before Southampton game, we will win 2-0. Chris is writing down the time so he knows where to clip it.
How did you know? How did you know?
If we appoint
titled "Man Mistakes Woman for Man."
That is actually Dan getting his own back on Kate for when Kate told us all about him pissing in the corner. He's been waiting. Revenge served cold there, isn't it? Dan?
You know what? Apologies. I got it wrong. If Burnley pick the right manager before Southampton game, we will win 2-0. If we appoint Allardyce or no new manager by then, we will lose. Right manager being Espirito Santo or Rooney. That's his excuse. He thinks all the women in his life have a beard, Mrs. Riley included. Well, she does have a beard. That's the thing. She does have a beard. So there's no problems about that one.
You haven't got any hairs in your mouth now, have you, Chris?
Delicate beach fuzz, these women tell us. Delicate beach fuzz, my arse.
Please mean you mean up here.
Yes, up there. And Scott says the Dash sacking and the sun has given him heat stroke. Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit. Chris, how do you see this game going? Burnley Southampton.
I mean, it's lovely to see Kate modelling two tops there, isn't it? That must be Kate. She's got a beard. Getting back to the serious stuff of predicting football games. I had this down as a draw before all this happened. And the thing is, this is going to be the first game, if I'm correct, that you're going to be home after the sacking.
Yeah. So
if the Burnley fans that I remember get behind Dyche, and I think the majority of Burnley fans didn't want him to go. Mm-hmm. I think this could be a really bad atmosphere. I mean, we know what evening games at Turf Moor are like. You know, that wind comes in and it's not a nice place to go. Well, that's just Burnley, obviously, but you know, Turf Moor isn't. And
full of he cheese round here.
I just think this, I don't think Burnley will win it because I do think they I've just seen Mike's comment. But yeah, I'm going to stick with a draw because I think Burnley will show some backbone, and it is against a team in Southampton that are they're struggling. So I think you'll get a draw on this one. It won't be a very happy place for you, but it might just be a little happy.
Well. Oh, there's some noises coming from my stomach, I'll tell you that. That's me knowing I'm getting a beating. I'm shitting myself. So you're going for a draw. Mark, how do you see it?
This shows in order of the table, isn't it? I like that you were respectful, Dan. No, I know. Okay. Now it's just. Oh, I was going to say now it's just managerless at the top. But no, in all seriousness, Burnley, Southampton. Southampton obviously, playing Arsenal at the weekend, which I think they could.
Cheers, Scott.
Cheers, Scott. All the best.
Southampton could get something about that.
Love you.
That's good night. Well, I don't know if it is going to be a good night for some, but no, I think Southampton, Arsenal could be a good game, and Burnley, West Ham could be a good game. Both, I think, we'll have it all taken out of them against the teams that they are playing at the weekend. So it may be a sort of where they're both knackered sort of thing, and it's a tight game. I think it will be, or could be, a sour atmosphere at Turf Moor, depending on what happens, like you say, Dan, between now and Thursday. If there is appointment, or if there is a appointment, or an to be correct, between now and then, and it's the wrong one, it could be really sour. If it's the right one, there may be a bit of optimism, and if there is no appointment, it's like, oh, we've sacked that. It's like Chris has a point of a right point of making this on several occasions. You don't sack someone if you haven't got anyone lined up, and they'll be like, well, you've sacked Deitch, who has got a massive record of keeping us up and keeping us steady, and you've not even got anyone lined up. So it could be a really, really sour atmosphere on Thursday night. However, with all that said, I think Burnley are going to pull together. You've done it against Everton. I know there's no Deitch there, but you pulled through that sort of unity that you said the whole town has. Burnley is basically is like a cathedral to, or Burnley Football Club is like a cathedral to the city. Sorry, that wasn't a pun, by the way. To the town.
Was it a cheesy pun? Cathedral City, was it a cheesy pun?
No, I'm more mature.
Oh, you're grating on me now.
Have an excellent weekend. There was no puns, so I had to just come back with that. Go to the trust and steady. But no, coming back to this game, I generally feel as though there will be unity. And I can see a Burnley win here. Don't fake, Chris. I am going Burnley to win a game. I think Southampton are on the beach, like I said about their game against Arsenal. It's pretty much just playing for pride, playing for next season, really. Potentially some players putting themselves in the shop window, some players playing for a contract, etc., etc. I've got Burnley to win this one.
No, fair one. Charlie has said, what's happening to the pub, the Royal Dash? Well, they have come out and they have said that it will remain the Royal Dash pub, that they are not going to undo the hard work that he has done, and I think rightly so. I totally agree with it. I think at the end of the day, he's one of the greatest managers we've had in the history of our football club for what he's achieved, getting us on a Europa run, especially with a calibre of squad we've got, the amount of money we've spent. The guy has been a miracle worker, so I can understand why they're not changing anything. But in reference to Kate's question, when she says that's a pound in the pot, that's because they've said that anybody who comes into the pub and says, are you changing the name of the Royal Dash? They are taking a pound off everybody that asks that question, and it's going to Pendleside Hospice. So they're making light of a bad situation, so fair play to them.
I can't go that, because that would be all my life savings if they took that off me.
Yeah, well, it's.
I want
to ask this, Dan, actually. Oh.
I'm going to say that's a bit harsh. They let you have money in currency in prison. I thought it was like, I'll do a year's best. What? 2 bar of soaps and a broken off toothbrush.
They can drop it and wait for somebody to pick it up when they're bent over.
Oh, goodness.
I've got to ask you, Dan, because I have a feeling you may have a protest, on your hands at this game from the fans. But is that just going to be the fans going into the ground, having paid for the ticket, and then turning the back on the team? I remember that. I was in Burnley when that happened, and I'm thinking of all the protests you have seen to actually pay for your ticket still, go in, standing there, and then just turn your back on the game. Like, what?
Scott's comment there.
Scott?
Where are you? You told me he was going to bed, Scott. Where's your notes?
Kate's gone to bed. Scott's still in.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Good night, Kate. Don't shave your beard off.
Charlie says, I cannot afford a pound, unfortunately, Dan. I'm off to Wembley tomorrow. Well, yeah, every pound counts when you go in there, to be honest, Charlie. Every pound counts.
You need a bank loan when you go there. I want to just quickly ask though, Dan, obviously regarding Sean Dyche, does he go down as a legend? It might be a stupid question. It might be an obvious that yes, but is Dyche a Burnley legend now?
Yeah. And I think it's horrible the way that we've let him go. It sort of screams a bit like Arsene Wenger vibes at Arsenal. You know what I mean? How they sort of Some people are saying Dash should have gone in the in January at least. Then it's not as bad, but God knows.
With Arsene Wenger, is sort of like it got toxic towards the end. So they didn't want to call him a legend until he actually left because of the toxic, whatever that word is. Can't say it. Put your teeth in.
Oh, Kate's comment.
You mean Scott?
Kate says he will go down as a legend, but I don't think he'll get the respect he deserved or recognition from the club. I agree. And as we say, we are talking about the face.
I'm so glad you've said that early doors in that comment.
Are you trying to get where we're coming from? Daniel like stroking the stubble. Is it clicked now?
Is that the name for it?
Sod it. It's after the watershed, both. Anyway, as we were saying, Burnley, Southampton. Mark's gone Burnley. Chris has gone for what did you go for again? Chris, a draw.
I don't know. It seemed like 2 hours ago. Yeah, I went for a draw.
You're not on a show with Luca, are you, Chris?
I'm what? Sorry.
I said you're not on a show with Luca, are you?
No.
If
I would have been sat down reading a book by now.
I hope it's not the Gravity one.
You know what? I'm going to go for a draw as well. I just think that Burnley, as a team, are going to have to try and do something to appease the fans on the pitch. However, the fans are going to be voicing their opinions at the board, left, right, and centre throughout this fixture. So I'm not sure how it's going to go, but it's going to be a very, very, very weird situation being back at the turf and not seeing Dash in the dugout. So I expect a few stern words thrown at the board come Thursday night. But that is match week 33 fixtures done. It has been a blast, gentlemen. Chris, Scott, and Chris.
You having problem with your names tonight, aren't you, Nippon?
Come on, Niall, stop it. I'll have to say that 4 more times. Sorry, Niall, if you're watching.
No, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys on as well. Mark, let everybody know where they can follow your stuff because you do some cracking content, mate.
Cheers. First of all, thanks for getting me back on. Always a pleasure to feature on the channel, so thanks for that. And please make sure to like and subscribe to Dan. You know, at this moment in time, I always say at the back end of the season, it's nice to appreciate the league, and Dan is going through that because he might not be back here for a few more years. So so please show him some love. But no, Mike Green, Mike Green on YouTube. Yes, at the Arteta 8 Royal Rumble. But but no, thanks for getting me on, Dan. Mike Green on YouTube. Drop it a sub, that'd be much appreciated. And of course, massive thanks for getting me on as always.
No, not a problem, man. As I say, links to Max. What are you giving me? You son of a what a cowbag.
I thought he was just checking the description to see what Chris's name was.
No. She's wrote something on the top saying this book belongs to a dickhead.
Oh no!
I'm going to shut my mouth if I said something.
Is that cross on your head there, so Kate knows where to shoot tonight? Because I think you can.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's an aiming spot. Charlie says, is it championship predictions next season? Potentially. Don't worry, I will not back to the shit. I know how shit we are. Don't worry about it. But yeah, Mark, obviously, a link to Mark's channel is down in the description below, as is Chris's. And you can check Chris out at
Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube, at Leicester TID on Twitter, and Leicester Till I Die 1 on Instagram. And I'd like to say thanks for having me on, but I wouldn't mean it. You know, I'm here because I've got to be. It was
practically obliged.
Yeah, it was in exactly. It was in the divorce contract with your mother, and yeah, it's just I'm trying to get out of it. The solicitors are working on that at the moment, but show this guy some support. He needs it at the moment, you know.
Yeah, because that sack of shit of as a father didn't show me much support. So, you know, please do.
Can you blame him?
and
now your best mate, Kate, has gone to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Gutted. Charlie says, need to get me on the prediction soon, Dan. Yeah, definitely, mate. Will do. Kate says, only way you could get away without paying maintenance.
I want a refund.
You got your receipt and your loyalty card. Take it to customer services.
Your loyalty card. I didn't have that many bloody kids with Mrs. Riley. For every kid, you know, you get a stamp. 6 stamps, and I get a free coffee.
Visit is free. Yeah.
Kate says it's fine because he's sleeping with Scott tonight, and I know he'd prefer that.
Hey.
Nothing like stubble on your chest. You've done it again, Kate. You're not specifying.
Oh, God.
Do it before it's championship. I'm more skilled in this tier of football. Oh.
Well, yeah, you
noticed that you haven't put sort of Mike's reply to my Wembley question.
I did. He put FFS.
Yeah, he hasn't replied. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Why not? That's us.
Just to go back to Charlie's comment, he has paid about £400 billion to get to a good level. So I hope that's there.
Yeah,
I hope
he's still missing a striker.
I know, terrible.
Bad times. As I say, thank you very much to you two legends above for your predictions, for building a man up when he's felt down. So thank you very much for coming in and just being the legends that you are. As I say, links to both guys' channels are in the description below, so please do go check them out. Show them some support. And as Charlie says, they lost a pre-season friendly. You happy now, Chris?
English Super Cup, mate. English Super Cup.
And you are missing a whole 11 down. Nah, that's fair comment. Fair comment, Charlie. It's all right. All right, I'll get up in the morning knowing I don't have homework to do, you little shit. So don't worry about it. It's fine. Stick your algebra up your arse.
Hello, Childline.
But no, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for everyone getting involved in the comments.
Can I just say that is a quote that I never ever thought I'd hear on a football channel. Stick your algebra up your arse.
I could have gone really deep and said, stick your protractor up your arse. But then I thought, no, I'm not going to. This is going to turn into like some weird episode of Saw, and I'm just not going for it.
We're getting into dangerous territory here.
We are.
I wouldn't be an arse then, would it?
Very dangerous territory. It's already bad news that they said Dash was sacked, and then it said he's being taken over by under-23s manager Michael Jackson.
With Ben Mee's army.
It's just, as Kate says, just need that Babe Station music. Don't worry, I'll put that on when we go upstairs.
As a backing beat.
Oh yeah, nice and slow. That it's all well and good doing it nice and slow. What pisses me off is you've got that nice rhythm going, and then Ask Green Van comes past. It really fucks you up. Honestly. Charlie says you only need to have simple maths to add up your points, Dan. Yeah, fair point.
Ooh.
Fair point. I'll let you have that one. As I said, guys, thank you very much for watching.
You'd only need to go 4 years back to see Man City's history.
Well, yeah, true. No Aguero means no history.
Yeah. Their legends are currently 25, I think, years of age. Sorry, Charlie.
We'll just take a seat down.
Don't arse now, Matt. Don't arse now. I'm sorry, Charlie. Sorry.
No, actually, I'm not sorry. Go and do your own work.
And Kate said, and on that note, cheerio, boys. Have a fab one. So, yeah, everybody, thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for getting involved. Hope you all have a brilliant Easter weekend. Make of it what you will. And hope your teams get the results that they want, unless you're playing Burnley, obviously.
We've already lost.
Oh, well, he has to get it in.
That's what she said.
And she said you struggled as well. Anyway.
And there's your loyalty card.
I said it's no use having a flute if you're going to play it in the Albert Hall.
Oh, God.
Oh. Guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Have a brilliant Easter weekend. Stay safe. Take care. And I will see you soon with another video. All the best.